Hey, everybody, and welcome to The Odds Couple. I'm Sid Rosenberg here with my good friend and esteemed handicapper, Mark Lawrence, from the new and improved Playbook.com. Hey, Mark, how are you, pal?
Sid, I'm just fantastic, and you?
I'm great. Nice to have you back. This show's a lot of fun. Plus, we give you some good information here. Now, you had the trend. I made the pick. The Pats were locks at the Meadowlands last week to cover against the Jets. What happened?
Sid, that lock got jammed last week. Big-time problems here for New England here. There's just something amiss about that football team. They're not quite right. They're not what everybody expects them to be. Odds-on choice to win the Super Bowl this year. They might not even make the playoffs for the second straight year, but I know you'll talk about that game later in the show.
I will. Tom Brady has had to defend himself this week. That'll be in the pick segment, but first we've got a lot of trends for you, 3 hot trends, as we always do here on The Odds Couple. Trend number 1, the Jaguars are 0-2 coming off a loss at home against Arizona, but you still like them this weekend against the Houston Texans.
I do like them this week to bounce back the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about 10-0 to the spread in games before hosting a division game? That's the role they'll be in this week when they take on Houston. The Texans come up big last week, Sid. You're a big winner on the football show last week, Houston, but I like the role reversal here. Look out for the Jaguars.
All right, how about that? Now, last week's Falcons trend did not quite come to fruition, but history, is it on their side this weekend? Is it good for the Falcons against New England?
Well, they're off back-to-back wins. The problem here, Sid, is they're 0-10 to the spread.
Wow.
In games off back-to-back straight-up wins and covers. So that doesn't bode well for them when they go into New England. And you know those Patriots right now are desperately in need of a victory here. But we'll talk about this game a little later in the show as well.
Yes, we will. Trend number 3 here, Mark. The Panthers are winless so far this season and don't even look good on top of it. But there's a good chance they'll cover on Monday Night Football. They're in Dallas where the Cowboys come off a stinker against the New York Football Giants.
How about the Panthers? 17-1. I said 17-1
Wow.
to the spread is non-division dogs when they take on an opponent that allowed 28 or more points the previous game. That's the role that they'll be in this particular week. Monday night when they take on the Dallas Cowboys here. Look out for the Panthers Monday night. I might have something more to say about that later in the show as well.
Fantastic. Let's also check out our inbox right now and see what a very unhappy Tommy in Auburn Hills has to say. He says, I know my Lions stink. They're 0-2, but getting 6.5 points from the Redskins is ludicrous. They scored 9 points at home against the Rams to win 9-7. Didn't do much against the Giants in Week 1 either. How are the Redskins favored by that?
Well, they're favored by that, Sid, simply because Detroit hasn't won a football game, since George Bush was
2007,
president, right?
Yeah. You're right, you're right.
It's been a long, long time since they won a football game. But the Redskins are struggling here. They give up 110 yards more than they gain on the season, yet they're going out as road favorites this week. Perhaps the odds makers know a little bit more about this game than we do. I think this game stinks from start to finish.
Yeah, I agree with you, and wouldn't surprise me if the Lions get themselves that first win since Bush 2007. Remember, if you have any handicapping questions, send them to Mark and I, The Odds Couple at opensports.com. That's The Odds Couple at opensports.com. That'll do it for our first segment, the trends. The picks are coming up next. That's where we're making you money, baby. Come on back, Mark and I making our picks.